RAM. Memory is a physical chip that temporarily stores data that is being operated by the processor. Memory storage is considered temporary because the data and programs remain there as long as the computer has electrical power or when it is not reset. Before the computer is shut down or reset, any data that has been changed in memory should be saved to a more permanent storage device, usually a hard drive, so it can be reloaded into memory in the future. Main memory is normally called random access memory because you can randomly access data at any location. DDR4 DDR4 is the most recent memory standard available. It enables high levels of performance and reliability and lower power consumption. Also, DDR4 modules run on a lower 1.2 voltage. This enables DDR4 modules to consume about 40% less power overall, therefore saving energy and also producing less heat. DDR4 also supports write cyclic redundancy check or CRC to improve system reliability. To recognize the DDR4 RAM memory module, you will see a number 4 after the letter PC, referring to it as PC4, meaning it is a DDR4 module. Also, the number after the letter PC4 is known as the module transfer rate and it is measured in megabytes per second. To calculate this, let's use for example PC4 12800, where the 12800 shows the MTR as 12,800 megabytes per second. You will then need the bus speed of the RAM being 1600 MHz and multiplied by the bus width, which is 64 bits or 8 bytes wide. So 1600 MHz times 8 bytes will equal to 12,800 megabytes per second. The DDR4 memory module uses a 288-pin contact. Because of the different size and signaling used, DDR4 modules are both physically and electrically incompatible with previous memory modules and socket designs. Memory capacities of a single RAM stick goes from 4 GB all the way to 16 GB. Single rank and dual rank RAM. A dual rank DIMM, which stands for Dual Inline Memory Module, has two complete 64-bit wide chips logically stacked so that the memory module is twice as deep. This requires chips to be on both sides of the module. Therefore, the term double-sided often indicates that a module has two ranks, often shows as 2R on the RAM chip. Single-rank modules, often known as 1R, have chips physically mounted on one side of the memory module. SPD chip. SDR DIMMs use a completely different type of presence detect called serial presence detect. The serial presence detect is information stored on an EEPROM, which stands for Electronically Erasable Programmable Read-Only Memory chip when a computer is booted. It is located on the RAM module and communicates to the BIOS the module size, data width, speed, and voltage, which are used to configure the memory module controller for maximum reliability and performance. Importance for gaming. RAM is a very important consideration when building a gaming PC because it is an active participant while gaming. While the processor and graphics card do all the calculations, the RAM stores needed variables and contents. The RAM is an active participant because once the game is loaded into it, information is constantly being read and stored. The processor and graphics card request information from the memory, do the calculations, and store the results back in the RAM. If you're wondering why RAM is used instead of the hard drive directly, it's because it is a lot faster and is meant to store temporary items such as game files, programs, etc. Single, dual, and quad channel memory. If you install one stick of RAM in your computer and boot the PC, it will be running in a single channel configuration. If two sticks of RAM are installed, they will be running in dual channel configuration. Same goes for 4 sticks of RAM. They will be running in a quad channel configuration. Quad-channel configurations depend on whether or not the motherboard chipset supports quad-channel memory. Typically, the modern configuration is dual-channel, even though 2 or 4 sticks of memory is installed.